So after lots of consultation with the management team, the executive team, we decided that we would gear up for that process. So Hutt SA kindly came on board and provided up to 3 months of support leading up to that, which was phenomenal. It was important for us to not announce it as a shock to our clients, because for a lot of them, they consider a luxury to smoke, even though the two words don't often go hand in hand. Yeah, we have a lot of rough sleepers, unfortunately. We have a lot of men and women that are in boarding houses that live alone and won't have regular visitors or be able to go to a GP or see a health practitioner about anything, whether that be quitting smoking. So it was great to have a nurse on site at Hutt St Centre from RDNS, and you guys coming on board and providing counselling support, just a conversation around have you considered smoking, quitting smoking. So that was fantastic to have you guys here. I wish I could have the Hutt SA people come in every day, forever, but knowing that they can't, we've trained our staff to at least have the knowledge and the expertise, and to know that they can contact Hutt SA if they've got any questions as well, which is it's great. It was also an element for me, for the day centre workers, to feel that they could work in an environment that was smoke-free. And we certainly shouldn't be asking staff or volunteers to walk through clouds of smoke. That just isn't what we wanted to be as an employer either. So the clients were relatively positive. They were apprehensive at first, and we've since done a survey after going smoke-free, and we were surprised at the responses, and a lot of our long-term smokers, as you guys would know from meeting with them, were really positive about it and said, actually it's nice, now if I still wish to smoke, there's a place out the front that I can. A few of them saying, but it's too hard, so it's easier to be smoke-free now, which is wonderful, and for their health benefits is great. So the partnership, I think, is very, I think it's extraordinary and it's kind of unique, and it's lovely for all three organisations to sell that as a win. In Little Old Adelaide, in a homeless shelter that we have, I think it's great, and for other centres to look at us, and I've already received phone calls to say, how did you go about this? You know, this was a huge undertaking. Well, it didn't seem it, because we just chipped away smallly. So, yeah, it's great. It's a good feeling for the three of us to come together. And I would welcome any other, whether it's a homeless shelter, anyone else in our sector, to come and chat with us if they're finding it hard or considering. It wasn't that hard because of everything we put in place. So come and chat with us. We're happy to be that token agency. But I also really put it down to the three of us, the RDNS, Hutt SA and Hutt Street working together. The clients know it's a one-stop shop, which is great, which is really important why when Hutt SA came in that they did that outreach service from the day centre. And it seemed to work, it was successful, which is great. Look, there were, in the beginning, for me, there was definitely resistance from staff and management because I think in a small way it had been attempted before, and it was one of those things that was looked at as being, gee, that's too big to tackle. And timing was never great, it was always let's focus on something else. But I think once you make the decision, and once our chief executive said, let's go for this, and what do we need to put in place to make it successful, right? We haven't seen numbers drop. We've spoken to the clients, we know our regulars, they're still coming, and some of them that are still smoking out the front are there. The butt-out bins are there, so litter was a concern. We needed the butt-out bins to be there. It's explaining to them what their health benefits are, and the clients have been really inquisitive and learning more about that. It's about volunteers coming in and feeling like they don't need to walk through the clouds of smoke and feeling safe. It's about now talking to clients, okay, you're saving a bit of money, let's talk about budgeting issues, and can we provide you financial counselling? So there's a flow-on effect, and generally they're happy, because as we all know, if you're healthier, you're happier, and a lot of our clients are. So that's a positive for them. That's a way of them feeling like they've taken control of something where perhaps there's a lot that they haven't been in control of their life, so it's great. So to introduce a herb garden that then can be used, introduce some cooking classes, which we're going to do in 2012, use our industrial kitchen. So there's positives that have come out of it. And also for the clients that are non-smokers, don't forget them. They can now go out the back and read and listen to the radio and have a conversation. A few of them have said to us, that's wonderful. That area is no longer the smokers' area. So it's just being realistic that there were going to be some bumps in the road.